the world champion then, Joan Mir, just getting some final instructions and a little pre-session chat with his crew.
The last 5 races of 2021, 3 second place finishes has put him in contender for podium in Grand Prix racing in Mugello.
Where the front mudguard, 4 Yamaha riders now have that stuff.
And pleading with the Oahu engineers to think so crucial, a long run for San Donato. It's going to be vital they don't surrender too much time and too much.
Marquez here just sitting in front of Bagnaia on circuit. Marquez was 60 earlier on Sunday, and that could be hard work for the 8-time world champion.
No chance to rest this morning from Marc Marquez, and very unusually, something that he hardly ever does. He was CBR 600 RR. In between the last round in Le Mans and here in Mugello, just to try and it's nothing to do with the recovering humerus bone. That's rock solid, no problems there now. Steve just mentioned it's the
leading gaggle of riders in the opening stages of this FP.
In between races, just to ride street bikes, production motorcycles. Katas Panagali. Yep. Certainly looser than what he was expecting.
Fast through there as well, very fast, praying for another top weekend from his boys here this weekend. Now he's behind then Marc Marquez, only too happy to accept the tow here from Pecco Bagnaia,
I should say, where he was asked about a variety of topics, one about the championship challenges this year from Fabio Quartararo, and the man he's pursuing right now through Arrabbiata 1 and 2. Pecco Bagnaia.
There might be 1 or 2 riders out there at the moment that have something to say about that, as Pecco Bagnaia goes straight on. The reigning MotoGP world champion. There is then Pol Espargaro, former Moto2 champion. This is like Moto3 here. Riders sitting up, cruising, getting out of the... Of course, we had big dramas with cruising, riders not behaving.
Up to 6th gear down the start-finish rate, where potentially some people think we may see a new kilometre 20th through the speed trap this morning, but no great surprise. We know how the Yamaha, it's not famed for Viñales in sector 4, so you can clearly see somebody on the identical motorcycle there on the opposite side.
On the exit. Turn 1, just you would imagine gone in a bit too hot there. 5.6.4 for Miguel then.
Yeah, and his teammate Brad Binder as well, second. Well, having a very close look at his teammate Maverick Viñales. I wonder what tips Quartararo is picking up here. There behind the 12 bike, just to fire up the inside of Viñales down into San Donato.
Down in pit lane, the new chassis. Well, that seemed to work to good effect, didn't it? There you go, nice little wave. Keeping a close eye on things there with KTM. Alice ready to head out for his with a hard front and a medium rear tyre.
Particularly stable through there. Sometimes on the exit, the Ducati's horsepower when you're accelerating with a bit of lead there for Jack Miller. And again, he just winding through the gearbox and harden the brakes. Look the extreme length.
We haven't got the experience, I'm sure, that you have of having ridden Mugello. Tell us your thoughts about this special circuit.
Steve, he's still on that new chassis, by the way. I'm sad to say this, but Mugello, the old Assen before they split in half, and Phillip Island. You know, those are the ones I'm told that are incredible. You know, turns 6, 7, and more importantly to me personally about this track is, if you race track in the world that I've ridden, even the first 4 turns at Sylvia, which is fast coming onto a straight, you know, compared to most straights, and then over, you stand on the pegs, you know, to take the weight off the seat to reduce the wheeling and wheeling at over 300 kilometers an hour. And then next thing you see turn 1 and you brake to smoothly apply the brakes, which is difficult, you know, when you're kind of a bit panicky and busy, so challenging and scary all at once. I remember laughing and no other section.
It's a terrific place. And
we've got to hear from you. What do you think of KTM at Mugello?
What to be here this weekend with a new generation of bikes, but in general, yeah, best one. So we had a good day so far, and we took a great result.
Does that have anything to do with the reduced amount of engines that you can throw out without?
A lot, like we cannot pick up the bikes earlier than the other guys, and then we lose ground at the first meters. The VCRS test was a massive step for us. I mean, massive.
From World Superbike and Italian to Italians keeping a close eye on things, and of course these are the men that have said goodbye, although the full details of that are yet to be revealed.
Massimo Rivola, we know how much he did.
So a quick top 10 rundown for you at the moment.
The slow-mo, you could see Alex Rins and Aleix Espargaro's wrist closing the throttle over that crest.
That said, I will say earlier on this morning, Maverick Vinales and Quartararo were a bit higher through that speed in Mugello.
And credit to Frankie Morbidelli, because at the moment he's got a provisional place in Q2. That's going to chop and change standalone in this Morbidelli, but he is still inside that top 10 courtesy of his best speed this morning.
Giuseppe turn 3 as he flicks it right. Joan Mir and his crew chief.
Marc was so magic, so amazing. Confidence, you got your confidence back up, you know, after a big injury, but also time off. That's the important thing. And something like that, or power delivery, not allowed to change cam stuff, etc. It's something.
Well, if your head's on the chopping block, Simon, ours are as well. I certainly can't argue that.
Yeah, couldn't agree. So 19th, Rossi 22nd in the Italian.
And he goes 4th. He loses a bit of time in that final sector as well. Suzuki also combined.
That wouldn't be so much of a disadvantage for them this time around. They've worked a lot with their Suzuki.
Jack Miller not holding back here on this lap. This is the first proper time attack we've seen. A 10.5 through sector 3 as he winds up the power on the Ducati. His teammate
46.959 from the Aussie. Finds himself from outside the top 10 to 4th spot. You've got to get your braking marker absolutely spot on here. The famous Dr. Leg Dangle. Even Rossi's not pulling over track bikes in Tavulia. He's using more than experience to get back into championship contention after the Vultures were circling early doors after a pretty disappointing tight, not a lot of time to play with as he comes through the final corner. It's super impressive and super fast.
No, he's upset. There's so much traffic up ahead, Matt.
Because at that stage of that lap, both Maverick Vinales and Quartararo, the two
already with a 46.5, this won't be far away from matching it with a brand new soft rear end. Across the line he goes.
The marshals with the blue flags will be getting very, very busy.
Rins and Binder at the moment. He comes across the line and goes fastest with a 46.218 on the Suzuki.
He get himself inside that top 6 or better. Over the line he comes in, is better. It's second. 1-4 to top 3 now, and Oliveira third.
Here comes Fabio Quartararo.
Rush hour periphery around Paris, didn't it?
Oh, and it's almost happened again there. Petrucci just sits.
Now Quartararo's found it a little bit difficult to get that Yamaha firing to place.
Get another lap at it. Rins is on another flyer as well. The Suzuki man has had a very good run.
This has been from Alex Rins.
The checkered flag is out here then in the afternoon on Friday. Furnish Yamaha. Pirro as well. You can never discount Pirro from the top 10 appearance in Mugello.
Flag, is he going to be on top spot? Because at the moment there are late break charges coming from the Yamaha on the slowest motorcycle in Mugello in FP2. Where's he going? Second.
That's outstanding. Still time for it to change here. Bagnaia and Quartararo, the two men at the moment at the top of the world championship.
Rear end as he flicked it into Biondetti 1. How much time did that cost him in this fourth blow? Where's he going? Top 3 already. Can he improve? No. Checker flag's taken by the Frenchman. He stays third.
6, yes he can. A 46.147. Bagnaia is going to top day 1 here.
Number 10, Steve, in that last sector. That was all about getting the perfect line through Vicini. Turned perfectly, nailed that by Pekka Bagnaia. 46.147 then. It will be him.
Different manufacturers inside the top 10. A very